and welcome to a bonus edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I have to have a go at today's Times crossword on camera, and the reason is that this is the hardest Times crossword for several years. I think about 5 years. There's something called the Times Snitch rating that actually does grade puzzles according to the times of known real solvers, and this is off the charts difficult. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. If I click stats, hopefully you can see that. Look, that's Mark, 16 minutes. Well, I can tell you that in all the Times championships that Mark's won, you know, or even on those very, very difficult puzzles, he would average sort of 7 minutes for them. So 16 minutes, there's something mad going on with this puzzle. But I am going to try and do it on camera. The thing I'm worried about most of all is that I won't be able to solve it because it's clearly a monster. Right, but let's have a go. Let's get cracking. Steady progress, judge wrong turning outside, or sporting blunder sounds like own goal. I'm just going to write that in and think about why that might be right. Steady progress. Judge wrong, or judge wrong, well, oh no. Steady. To progress is to go. Judge. I don't know. I think that's own goal, but I can't see why, so I won't put it in. Something loopy and irrational. Well, that'll be pi. Pi is irrational. About religious books. Something loopy. I have actually done that. This is Pico, which is some sort of embroidery loop, I think. So we need something irrational. Well, pi is an irrational number. About, circa, can be abbreviated to C. Books, one of the numerous abbreviations for books in cryptic crosswords is the Old Testament, OT. Sometimes you see NT, sometimes you see, I don't know, references to the whole Bible, authorized version, revised version, but at least we've got a start. Verse, work, recalled. I've done this one as well. This is poetry. At least I've got some of them. Verse is poetry, obviously. How do I get that? Well, the way I got this was having the starting P was obviously useful. Opus is a musical work, and I know that opus can be abbreviated to OP. So if we recall OP, we get PO. Add E for English to that, and then add to essay is to try as a verb. Or as a noun, actually, a try is an essay, I think. Let's try and actually just justify that. That was me proving that yesterday's or this morning's entry in the quick crossword should have been accepted. Saki can be spelled in 2 different ways. There we go. An attempt. Essay is an attempt there. You can see it also as a verb to try. So that's clearly legitimate. Let's try 6 down. Game starts in confusion, opening once and never finishing. Well, starts in confusion, opening once is making me think of like CO or COO. So I need the name of a game that at least begins CO. Conkers. Once and never finishing. I don't know. No, I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to leave the O in. 7 down. Hint for 1. Dunce needs to have 3. See, this is the other reason that this puzzle might be a brute. If there is one clue which is really impossible, hint for 1 is a tip. Dunce needs to have 3. This have 3 thing could be referring to the answer at 3 down. Sun au naturel, perhaps, got up. Arose. Sun au naturel. No, okay, now it's getting harder. 4 down. Salesman, often a rep, R-E-P, with top drawer, C, concealed in counter. Counter is... I don't actually know what that is either. Oh, I thought that was own goal, didn't I? That would give me an L at the top of this. Doesn't look good, does it? 10 across. Quilt. eider down? No. Stuffing. Quilt stuffing could be down. Placed on rock for makeshift bed. Shakedown. Is a shakedown? If you rock something, you shake it. Quilt stuffing is down. I quite like that, shakedown. I'm going to write that in. I mean, the thing I know, shakedown, I don't really want to use the dictionary for meanings that I'm a little unsure about, because it feels a bit like cheating to me. But I think I've heard of shakedown as a bed. What's this then? Tonic, tunic, hint for one. Hint for one. Dunce needs to have 3. I don't have a clue. COO now. So this is the name of a game. I don't know. 12 across. Complaint harboured by Anthea on meeting Rachel. Wow. Complaints. I mean, complaint harboured by makes me think that we're putting the name of a complaint like flu in the middle of this. FLU. On meeting Rachel. But the weird thing about that is that we then have to identify what the definition is in this clue. And I don't know any definitions of the word Rachel. So it makes me think complaint is going to be the name of an illness. Harboured by Anthea on meeting Rachel. No. Okay, so maybe shakedown's not right. Maybe I'm just totally going mad. Son au naturel perhaps got up. Risen, I think. Now, let me explain why I think this is risen, and I could well be wrong. I think rien in French means nothing. So is it just possible that this is sun, abbreviated to S, with nothing on, with nothing, nothing around the outside? Au naturel would imply you had nothing on, wouldn't it? I'm not sure. It's a beautiful clue, and I actually think it's a clever clue if this is the answer. But it's Scupper's own goal. Steady progress. Judge wrong. Turning outside. Oh, I tell you what it could be. Jog trot. Right. Jog trot is the answer here. Let me explain. I just had the thought there that own goal, rather than being the answer, could be an abbreviation. Then I put OG in the middle of this. Once I had the R, it wasn't difficult to see where that would go. And a jog trot is steady progress, and it begins with J, which is an abbreviation for judge. So judge, taught. Yes, taught is a wrong in law. So taught turns outside OG, and we've got jog trot, 1 across. So we've actually got 1 across and 5 across here. Unemployed girl getting word from well-wisher. Unemployed girl. Unemployed, beginning with J. Getting word from well-wisher. I don't know. What that makes me think of is somebody at the wishing well. So if somebody's at the wishing well, they obviously make a wish. But what would be a word you'd associate with that? Don't know. 2 down. Exploitation of gas field. That looks like an anagram. Annoying people. Annoying people are gadflies. Gadflies works. Wow. That is pleased with that. Okay, so right. Okay, let's take a quick stock of this, because jog trot is a difficult word. Shakedown, I think, is a difficult meaning with Rian around the outside, and gadflies is a difficult word. So what I'm sensing now is that this is a very tricky puzzle, unsurprisingly, but full of unusual vocabulary. Plant end of stem becoming black. Declined. Well, the way I read this is I need the name of a 5-letter word for a plant, and that could be a plant as in something that grows, it could be a plant as in a factory. And then the end of the word stem is an M. So I'm going to change the M in my plant to a B for black, and it's all going to mean declined, and the only word I thought of was ebbed. It is ebbed, it's embed. I'm actually on quite a bit of a roll here. So if you embed something, you plant it. You plant something, you embed it. So to plant is to embed. Then switch the M for that M there for a B, and we get ebbed, which means declined. So now we might be at this: jobless, unemployed girl. Must be jobless, surely. Girl, Joe. A word, bless. Okay. If you wish someone well, you bless them. Jobless. We're still in it. Now let's try and do this. Gremlin is what I'm thinking, just from the letters. Love to come together briefly, to spin a little mischief. Well, I'm not thinking it's not gremlin, I have to say. Love to come together is to merge. Yeah, okay. This is I think it's gremlin. I don't quite understand why yet. Love. Okay, love is nil. Oh, I don't like the fact that my cursor's flashing there. Is there something wrong with the recording? I hope not. So love is nil, as in a love score in tennis. To come together, merge, briefly, take off the last letter, reverse it all with spinning it. Gremlin is not a little mischief as in a prank, it's somebody who is a little mischief, a gremlin. So, one who composed, there are so many weird names of composers. One who, what's that one? There's Puglisi or something. Message on Mother's Day gift. Revolting, oily stuff. Oh my goodness. Message on Mother's Day gift. A message on Mother's Day gift. Revolt. I mean, there's so much in that clue. I don't know. Okay, 13 across. Baked small crumbles. Could be an anagram of baked small, but I don't think it is. That doesn't feel right. For function. Masked ball is right. Okay, masked ball is certainly an anagram of baked small, and it is a function as in a party. So let's go back here. One who composed. Bergamot would fit. I don't know if bergamot is oily. Berg is a composer. Message to Ma. Good. I don't believe this. I'm actually doing. I'm really thrilled that I've even solved this much of this, because I don't think any of these have been easy, but I've sort of stumbled into them. So one who composed Berg. A message on a Mother's Day gift would be to Ma, to your mother. That revolts, i.e. it turns upside down. And oily stuff must be bergamot, which I didn't know. But anyway, let's go. Soft food, pap. In time, something that flies, mysteriously rebuffed. Something that flies mysterious. Oh, it's tofu. Okay, it's UFO, isn't it? Something that flies mysteriously as a UFO, plus T for time. Rebuff it all, reverse it all. We get tofu, which is soft food. Flirts outrageously with Yankee in front of others. Flirts outrageously. Okay, so this is an anagram. Flirts with Y for Yankee. I think Yankee is the international radio code word for the letter Y. So we just have to do the anagram. In front of others is firstly. That was actually surprisingly straightforward. There's going to be a monster clue in a minute. Let's have a look at that. Sex with a dish. Sex with a dish. That's a message from Mark. Sex with a dish. I don't know what it is. Drinks at college assembly. Well, at college, if you ever see that in cryptic crosswords, it always means up. Because if you're up, you're at university, to go up. or to be sent down if you were sort of dismissed from university. So assembly is going to be so drinks roundup, plural there. You buy a round, you buy drinks, and a roundup is an assembly. So let's try 14 down. Shower cap placed around heated bath. Shower cap placed around heated bath. What's heated bath here? Is that an anagram of bath? Shower cap. I don't know what that is. Let's try 4 down. Have I looked at this? Oh yeah, I did. Salesman, I thought. Oh, traveller? With top drawer C, concealed in counter. Top drawer C. I think it's the name of a salesman. Trade. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting stuck again. Oh, I've got a U at the end of 24 down. Drive off after payment picked up for shul. Fichu. Isn't that a name of a fichu? F-I-C-H-U, I think, is a word that I think is a type of shul. That's probably completely wrong. Drive off. Shoe. Yes, okay, it's a homophone. If we say fichu, imagine it was spelt F-E-E for a fee, something you pay somebody, and shoe, S-H-O-O. You'd still say fee shoe, which sounds exactly the same as this, but this is obviously spelt differently, means something completely different. And now let's try the news strategy one. A news strategy for crossing river in inhospitable territory. A news strategy, a tactic. Antarctic or something. Yeah, I think that feels right, doesn't it? Antarctic. Let's just try and justify that. So I'm seeing that as a new tactic with an R inside. Yeah, an Antarctic is an inhospitable territory, I think, by anyone's measure. So now we've got an R in 22 down. Cooper, that's somebody who makes barrels. Cooper, in short. One thing that coops. Cooper, in short. One thing that... I have no idea what that is. A rib? Do you put ribs around barrels? I don't know. If that was rib, it would give me a B at the end of 27. Oh, this is doyen. Okay. See, that clue is very, very doable. A party is a do, go to a do. If you long for something, you yen for it. So this looks like run then, or ran. Cooper, in short, one thing that hen run. I don't know why it's hen run, but I'm putting it in and I'm going to try and justify it. So, Henry Cooper. Okay, well that's a blast from the past. Henry Cooper. Henry's hammer, they used to call his left hook, I think. Henry Cooper. One. I think one can be UN. Like if you've seen that little un over there, you'd be saying little one. Un is sort of a shortened form of un, and a thing that coops is a hen run. Right. So 23 down. Oh, this is the sex one. Sex with a dish. Sex. Sex is sometimes it, but here it's not, because that won't work. Sex with a dish. I haven't got a clue. That's annoying. Have I looked at... No, I haven't looked at 24 across. West Ham's football stars making international European team. West Ham. West Ham is sort of in the East End of London, so I'm thinking Cockney here. Football stars making international European team. I don't know. 21 down. Ego trip, self-promotion. Developed fully with energy rising. I don't know why, but I'm putting it in and we'll try and justify it. So, self-promotion is an ego trip. developed fully with energy rising. Energy is E. Developed fully, peer tog. Maybe it's not ego trip. Self-promotion, ego bump. I'm not sure. With energy rising. I'm really sorry about that, because I am sure that I'm not sure it's ego trip, but I don't know. Anyway, that's not good that I couldn't solve that. 17 down. Maybe wanting fare. Well, fare, F-A-R-E, is often meaning food. So if you're food, you're starved. Controlled by US bank. Fed, underfed. If the Fed is the US Federal Reserve. So underfed is the answer there. Physicist backing Whistler's claim. Well, Whistler with a capital letters making me think of Whistler the painter who painted his mother. Physicist. Beginning with F. Fermi. F-E-R-M-I, I think, was a physicist. I'm ref. I'm the referee. I'm the whistler. So, oh, this is ego trip then. I just didn't understand. Okay, let's put it back in. Okay, self-promotion. Developed fully. With energy rising. Developed is got. Do I have to read this with... Oh, go tripe. Got ripe. Got ripe. Got ripe. If something's developed fully, it's got ripe, and then we raise the E in that. The E, which is an abbreviation for energy, rises to the top, and we get the answer. So this is... I'm trying to think of a word that fits. Football. What on earth is this? West Ham's football stars. Making international European team. Okay, I don't know the answer to this yet, but I've thought of a way of reading the clue. Making this phrase, making international European. I is an abbreviation for international. E is an abbreviation for European. So I'm thinking this is some word or words, which means West Ham's football stars. Then I'm going to swap maybe an I that appeared in this position for an E, but it could happen elsewhere in the clue. And it means team. Now that's all very well, but I still can't think of a word that fits. So if this was an I, let me just look at that for a moment. West Ham's football stars. West Ham are the Hammers. They're famous for blowing bubbles. I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. 16 down. Social worker getting one's child to stop going on slide. That's a good clue, isn't it? A social worker in Crosswords is normally an ant or a bee, because they are social insects, and you get examples of worker ants and worker bees. Oh, yes, anti-skid is the answer there. Anti-skid. Not too difficult once you think about an ant or a bee at the start. So I thought of ant. I then thought anti-something sounds like it might stop you skidding. And you can see this is the Roman numeral for the number 1. Apostrophe S, well that's that S there. Child is a kid, and to stop going on slide is an anti-skid. So this could be, I'm wondering if this is the clue that's caused all the trouble. Team. I still can't think of a word that fits. That's very scary. I mean, let's actually think about that though. Fichu is a difficult word, so perhaps people were struggling to solve this without check letters. So I feel like I've given myself the best chance. West Ham's football stars making international. West Ham. West Ham's football stars. It's so clever as well, because this, I mean, it probably doesn't mean anything to do with West Ham as a football team, because it's a cryptic crossword and it's just taking liberties. It could also be making international. European team could be E and then a word for a team, but I don't really like that. Can't think of a word for a team that's blank O blank. Football stars. Bother. 15 across. Girl falling just short of the record. So this makes me think it's a 5-letter word for a record of some sort. So is it an annal? The annals of time. So an annal would be a record. And then we cut it short and we just get Anna, which is a girl's name. So this is the game. Q. And never finishing. If something's never finishing, it goes on and on. Never finishing. Endless. Go. Never finishing. Alright, what about this reading of the clue? Game starts in confusion opening, so that gives you CO, and then the words once and the word once and the word and, once and, never finishing. That would give us, well, that looks like almost a slur. It's justified by the wordplay. I've never heard the word. Okay, we'll see. Can this be a C? Oh, this is the complaint. Harboured by Anthea. Also, there's a little tip for the Times crossword. It's never meant to make reference to anybody living apart from the monarch. So this Anthea reference here is not going to be to, somebody like Anthea Turner. On meeting Rachel. Rach could be, maybe Rach. Would you, harboured by Anthea. Complaint. Earache. Yes. Okay, I understand. And that almost makes me think this funny word is right. So now a complaint is earache. That's something you get as a complaint. And if you put the word Anthea next to the word Rachel and then look inside, you get earache spelt out. So that looks right. Now hint for, right, dunce needs to have risen, because 3 down was risen. So we could read this clue as hint for one, e.g. tinge. Yes, tinge is the answer. Wow. Okay, so how is this right? Well, a hint is a tinge. For one is e.g. For example, you can see that's the e.g. here. Put that with a word for a dunce, which is a nit, as in a nitwit. And if that all rises, if it's risen, you get tinge. So that's going to be right. We actually, well, apart from 24 across, which is obviously a monstrous clue, I'm delighted with how this is going. So harsh call, by the way, to split a medical department. A medical department is almost always ENT for ear, nose and throat. Harsh. Call, by the way, to split. Call. Harsh, no, it's not stringent. I thought it was going to be stringent. Call by the way. I don't know. Okay, 20. We could do this. Well, either this one, which looks like traveller to me. Top drawer. C. C is a funny crossword word because C can be things like low. Low, I see, something. C can also be the letter C. That's how you spell it. It can also be V, I think, from the Latin. Top drawer. Something's top drawer, it's ace. So that maybe that's ace there. But that trace, encounter. Top drawer, C concealed, encounter. Don't know. Okay, 14 down. Shower cap placed around heated bath. Shower. Cap makes me think we need a word for a cap. And we're going to put that around perhaps an anagram of bath, but I don't really like that, but it could be. Shower, and it means shower. A shower. Shower. Ah, this is a shame, isn't it? It was all going quite well. 23 across. Oh, I've not looked at this one. There's word of action every so often, being at plant. Being at, it looks like you have to take the regular letters, so let's try that. Can we do that something? There's word of action. Plant is verbena. Word of action is a verb. So can we get verbena out of this somehow? There's word of action. Every so often. Yes. Okay, if you take the regularly occurring letters in being at, so the even letters, E, N, A, and put it on the end of a word of action, a verb, you get verbena, which is the name of a plant. So this is viand, is it? Which is the name of a dish. Sex. With a dish. Well, it must be viand. I mean, there's no other word that fits that pattern. I've no idea why. With could be and, I suppose. So sex would then have to be VI. Six. Is sex a word that means six? I think I have seen that before. Six is obviously VI in Roman numerals. So sex and, V and. That's hard. Not that anything here has been easy. So what's this then? This shower cap. Is there a name of a shower cap? Like a placed around heated bath. Is a heated bath a spa? Bespatter. Bespatter. That's certainly a word, and it's got spa in the middle of it. And it might mean shower. If you shower something, you bespatter things. So if you cap something, you better it. Put it around spa, and we get that. So here we go. Oh, astringent. Harsh is astringent. Good grief, we're actually getting this done. I'm really surprised. I shouldn't actually count any chickens here. So why is this astringent? I can see it's got ring for cool in the middle of it, and street. Yes, call. So call, if you call someone on your phone, you ring them. By the way, by ST, which is an abbreviation for street. And a way is a kind of street or a lane or something like that. To split A, medical department. A, ear, nose and throat department. So this still looks like, so it looks like we've got traveller and then whatever this word is. Let's try and make sure that this is traveller. And is it traveller ER or OR? I think it's ER. Now why? With top drawer C. So that the C here would have to be the V, I think. Top drawer maybe A. So trailer. Something's top drawer is rated A. Concealed encounter. I don't like this at all. I'm far from sure that's right. Salesman, rep, trade, traveler, see concealed encounter. What's the counter here that we've got? Is a counter a teller? Yes. Tea seller. Maybe. I'm not sure. But a teller. I really like teller here as the counter. Somebody who counts is somebody who tells. So, with top drawer C, top drawer. Well, actually, there's a problem here. So this would suggest this construction, but I'm top drawer. Why is top drawer RA? Because that would still justify traveller. Because we could use V for C and then RA for top drawer. With top drawer, RA. With top drawer C concealed. Tea seller. Quite like tea seller. We're close to solving this, and I'm nowhere near solving this. Right, West Ham's football stars making international European team. I mean, literally, I think all I've got to do here is think of a word that fits. So, what is that second letter? Is it a vowel? I doubt it. So that would mean it's probably L or R. Team. Is there the name of a football team? West Ham's football stars. Football sometimes could be FA for Football Association. Or stars making international European. FA, a team. Oh, this is so distressing. Because I think we're going to be foiled at the last here. Team. West Ham's football stars. Let's try. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to change that to. How can this be West Ham's football stars? The Irons. I don't think the Irons are they're the Hammers, not the Irons. Pharaons. Football stars. I was wondering if there was some interpretation of that where we change that to that, and whether that's a word, but it's not a word I know. I know fairies spelt in the sort of Spencerian way, Faeries, but I don't know that word. Team. Alright, well maybe it's double E then. West Ham's football star. The Hammers. Maybe it is Cockney I've got to think about. Hammers making international European team. Oh dear, dear, dear. This is really distressing me. And we've still got this one. I hate it when I've got two left and I can't do either of them, and they don't help each other. Salesman with top drawer. Oh, a top drawer. Somebody who draws well is a Royal Academician, i.e. somebody who's a member of the Royal Academy. Add V to that for C, and we get traveller, which is a salesman, as in a travelling salesman. Right, we have one left. We have one left. Right, West Ham's football stars making international European team. A European team, Inter Milan, AC Milan. I'm not just going to list football teams, that's silly. Fenerbahce. Because it's probably not a team. It could be a team as like in a team of oxen, a yoke or something. Flexors. That's probably a word. That's probably a type of muscle or something. West Ham. Now, I don't think this is the right answer. I'm just putting it in there because it's the only word I've thought of that might be in the dictionary. West Ham's football stars. No, I hate that answer. That's almost certainly wrong. Okay. But I'm not even sure how to approach trying to work this answer out. Maybe I've got to think about the unchecked letters that aren't in this position. So what's this letter, for example? Let's do a dictionary trawl in my mind while I realise this doesn't make for good viewing, but that's what I am trying to do. It's not going very well. No. Frisco, no. Team. European team. A team could be a squad, an 11, West Ham's football. I mean, what's the definition here if it's not team? It can't be West Ham's football stars. It just can't. And it can't be West. Only Occidental. It could be the Occident. West Ham's football stars. I mean, that must be the Hammers. West Ham's football stars making international European. So change an I for an E. So we need a word for West Ham's football stars. We change the I to the E, which looks like this E. So if this was an I, what's that then now? West Ham team. Oh, this is so upsetting. This is so upsetting. I mean, it does suggest to me a bit more that this letter here is a consonant. Football stars. Well, this is certainly, I think the rest of it's hard enough for sure, but also solvable to somebody with, a bit of experience, maybe a lot of experience. But this word, I think, is what's caused all the trouble. And I just am not seeing it. I tell you what would be ironic, and that's if it is an easy word and I'm just not seeing it. Because then, goodness me, I don't know how I would have done with the rest of it, but probably quite well. But I've probably had 10 minutes on this word now, and I'm just not getting it. I don't know whether to junk the video on the basis that it's an imperfect solve, or it's not a solve at all if I can't get this word, or just to keep plugging away. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, I think. And there's no saying who on the leaderboard used dictionaries as well, which I've not used. I have tried to do this purely out of my own brain, which is probably a mistake. West Ham's football stars. The West Ham's football stars. That I can only think of the Hammers. International European team. A team is like a... Yeah, I mean, what's this letter as well? Maybe that's worthy of just a moment's thought. Because it's quite a strange letter, I think, this. What would we guess that is? I suppose it could be... Oh, pharaohs. Is it something like that? Something like that? Is that a word? I was thinking of as in the Faroe Islands. F-A... Oh, good grief, it is. Well. Okay, I think it is this. And the way I read it is it's saying West Ham's football stars are the FA heroes, but because they're from West Ham, and in Crosswords that means that Cockney people drop their H's, we get FA heroes. So it's not FA heroes, it's FA heroes, which gives us pharaohs. Now that means this definition needs to be international European team, which I think is saying it's like an, you know, the Faroe Islands are a group of international islands. It's completely weird. I'm going to go for that though. I'm actually prepared to go for that. That feels like it's right to me. Please. Yes. Okay. So that's not so dreadful, is it? Now, oh, hang on. That's my Discord. I've got the dictionary back up now, but now where's my crossword gone? Oh no, right, there's the cross. I don't know what's gone on here. The thing's just broken. I want to just have a look at the dictionary because there was that very strange word. What was it? There you go. So, Cooncan is a card game. So yeah. I mean, obviously the word coon, I think, is a racial slur. So I was worried that there was some sort of, I mean, Times would not use a racial slur deliberately, but it's certainly a fairly strange word that I'd never heard of before. Let's check Fishu. Oh, not Fushu. Fishu. There we go. A three-cornered cape, which I think was defined as shawl. And then what else? Was there anything else? Sorry, I don't know how to get the crossword back because... oh, maybe I can do that actually. There we go. But now it's going to be difficult for me to get the chambers back. The recording seems to have done something funny to my Windows. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, 6 for sex. That was a weird one, wasn't it? Well, look, as a prefix, yeah, it denotes 6. So that's a bit naughty. I mean, there must be, I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but to me anyway, sex without a hyphen does not mean the same thing as sex with a hyphen. But I think that must be the answer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that journey with me. I'm very sorry it took me an awful long time to see pharaohs, which I view as an incredibly difficult definition. I think that will have attracted ire in the masses of people who managed to solve this. But yeah, it's one of the most difficult puzzles for recent years, and we did get through it, even though it took us a little bit of time. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a bit more crossword content. If the puzzles are this good, we would be most pleased to accommodate that, I'm sure. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.